Hey everybody, what's going on? It is Newf Nukem here, and we are going to do a random podcast today. We're going to call this RandomCast. It's myself, the Ashen Luca. We got Chase and Nightcrawler in the house, and we're going to have a good time here today. But before I introduce our guests, some of you might know them, some of you might not. I just wanted to kind of say how we got into this whole thing. And a few months back, Chase and Luca and I were chatting, and we were, we've got a pretty dynamic personality, the three of us together. And, we were kind of chatting and saying maybe at some point in time we should do a podcast. And if it's cool, we might do a regular podcast. But things just haven't been working out, trying to find the right time, that sort of thing. So we decided to do a random one today simply because MNC Mornings was pushed over to Saturday night. This left the slot open, at least for today. And we just thought we'd jump in, being that this is Gamescom. And we're going to talk about, some of what we would like to see, maybe some predictions, and some other great topics as well. What's up to Inflicted and James176 in the chat? Feel free to share this link out. Bring some friends along. We love the support. But anyway, we're going to introduce our guest, and we're going to start with our newest and his first time doing a podcast, apparently. It is Chase Nightcrawler. Chase Jones, as we all have to know him. Chase, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on, Noofster? Not a whole lot, man. Just ready to get into the Gamescom chat and see what we can get into, man.
Sounds good, man. We're gonna have a lot of fun here today, and you guys know this girl is one of the most electrifying personalities in the podcast scene today. It is the Ashen Luca. Luca, what is going on, girl? Thanks for joining us.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me. I'm so happy to be here. You both are close to my heart. You guys are my bros, and I'm just happy to be doing a show with you. I'm happy to be doing a show for everyone, and shout out to everyone in the chat. I'm excited for today, and I think it's gonna be a good one.
It is an exciting day. This Gamescom, we're one step closer now to actually getting those pre-orders on the Xbox One X, and I know that's what a lot of you guys are excited to talk about today, as am I. And it's great to have you two people on a podcast with me. I've been dying to do this for so long. It's going to be so fun. I will warn everybody in advance that this podcast may have some language or humor that may be unsuitable for, I guess, a younger audience. So just want to keep that in mind. You guys know me. That's why I got the name No Chills Newf Nukem. All right, Judzilla, thanks for joining us, my friend. Let's get into some of our today's topics. And we're going to start out, and I will go with our guests, and we will start with Mr. Chase. Chase, how did you actually get into video games, man? Tell the audience a bit about yourself and how you really got started.
Man, I was just a country boy from Arkansas, and we didn't have a lot to do except play video games. I wasn't into catching crawdads and stuff, so I always watched my brother play Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis and was scared to death of them forever. And then we finally got this thing called Mario All-Stars. That has a bunch of the older Mario titles on them. And I played that, and I played some Duck Hunt with the neighbor girl, too. That was a hot cheerleader, and I really liked her, even though I was 6 years old. I had a major crush on her. And that's pretty much how I got into games. It was just one of those things that was around, and it kept me from getting beat up by my big brother. And so, yeah, we would just play games together, and I played Mario religiously.
Nice. And Luca, how about yourself? What got you into the podcast game?
The podcast game?
Not podcast game, but what got you?
Yeah, I was about to say.
What were your earliest thoughts?
It's damn it, I missed the question.
What, with gaming, right? What's my earliest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. What were your earliest memories? What are some of the games that you enjoyed playing as a kid? When did you figure out this was your shindig?
Yeah, okay, well, let's see here. So, my brother had an Xbox 360, so I would play games with him. I played Skyrim on his system and all that stuff, and I thought that was, a lot of fun. And then I got a PlayStation 2, and me and him would play, Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi, and this was just, a few years ago, so I haven't been gaming all my life, And then I got a PlayStation 3 after a while, and I just picked up a bunch of games and started playing a lot of games. And then in 2014, I got a PlayStation 4, and it was it's the White Destiny edition, and I got it for $350 when they were selling it for $450. So I was like, yee. But I didn't actually end up playing anything on that console for a long time until Dragon Age Inquisition came out. And I was like, well, I've never played any Dragon Age games, but this looks interesting. I played it. fell in love with it, and I was like, all right, let's go back and play these other games. And so I went back to play the other Dragon Age games. I went back and I played all the Mass Effect games, and I've been gaming consistently ever since.
Very nice, very nice. That's a great way to start. Yeah, I mean, I'm an old fart. I mean, you know, guys, I'm 41, and so I'm going way back. My first console was the Sega Master System, believe it or not, and then I gravitated over to the NES. I had both of those back in the day, and that was back in the day when you argue with all your friends which one was better. Well, yeah, that's kind of what got me started. I was always a Sega kid. The Genesis really was the console that I really got into. You know, I was hitting my teenage years and loved the pieces out of that, and then I went with the Sega Saturn and N64. Pretty much owned just about everything. Like I said, I think most of us who consider ourselves real gamers, you'll play a good game on no matter what piece of plastic it actually comes on at the end of the day. So that's where I started out, and you know, way back when, some of my early memories is like the light gun games, Duck Hunt and Jungle Hunt. I think it was on Sega Master System, and Hang On and Afterburner and all that great stuff. Man, I would love to see Sega come back. Again, shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Blake Jones, I do believe that is your brother, right, Chase?
What's up, mi hermano?
Yeah,
that's right. Everybody's hanging out. Master Chief is in with us. Nice to have him come along, guys. Crap Gamer is in the house, checking things out.
Crap.
Yeah, Crappy, my dude. Yeah.
Is my mic shit, people? Because, I don't know, like, settings went off on me the other day, and I think I'm sounding okay, but I don't know.
Well, okay, do you have something on in the background? Like a fan or something?
Nope, no, you can hear. Okay, so it sounds like my thing is picking up my fan from my computer again. So for some reason, the default is, I don't know, it's switching or something. Like it doesn't.
You got to keep them balls cold, man.
Yeah, it doesn't know if it wants me to use the computer speakers or the actual. Yeah, I'm gonna try it, but now it's switched back again. Crap, I'll fix it up here. So let's get into our next topic while I'm figuring this audio situation out here, guys. Talk about your favorite. What was your favorite console of all time so far? I mean, it can be the current ones or maybe one of the past. What was your favorite console? And tell me why you liked it so much.
Go ahead, Chase.
Man, I'm just saying my favorite is now with my Xbox One S until I have my One X, because this current generation, the thing I love about it is literally at any given time I can go to my library and play whatever type of game I want to play. Whether it's Forza for racing or COD or Halo for shooters. I pretty much have anything in between all that. And pretty much it's just, I love the whole 4K thing. I love technology. I love the way it's pushing forward. And that's always going to be my favorite, whatever is the newest thing, as long as it's supported well. And Xbox is supported well, mostly. And so that's definitely, now my favorite system of old, dude, I would have to say the Game Boy Advanced SP. That is a very specific thing, but I used to be huge into the mobile game, not mobile gaming, but the handheld gaming. I was a Pokemon freak. Sorry, Luca. And I
like Pokemon,
pretty much,
but Pokemon Go is dumb. So
you just hate Pokemon Go. Okay, I got you. But yeah, man, that's pretty much my favorite two consoles. But I can't wait for the One X, man, because I can't wait to actually see 4K on my 4K screen, pretty much.
Luca, how about you? What was the system that you loved the most? Could be a current system or one from the old days.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to go with Chase as well. It's like my Xbox is my favorite system now, just because I've met so many wonderful people, and I've gotten to play a lot of games with people. It's been great. Like, this year's been really great. It's opened my eyes to a lot of things, and I've met so many great people, and the community has been so supportive of me. And I don't know, I guess I'd have to go with the Xbox One just because of that. Like, I know people go on and on, like, you get systems to play games, all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, but a lot of this stuff is really social as well. You know what I mean? Like, and I think
Xbox is the best place for social gaming, period.
Yeah, and I think that's important too. It's important to keep that in mind and just, you know, be happy with what you have and the friends that you make. Like, because I mean, I used to get a lot of stuff because I remember I would make posts like, yeah, I have friends on my Xbox. That's enough reason for me to keep it. And people were like, well, I'm sorry. I thought you got game system to play games. I'm like, no shit, Sherlock. But, you know, it's nice having people to talk to as well.
Totally. I mean, I agree with you 100%. Like for me, I'd say one of my favorite all-time consoles was the Dreamcast because it was so unique and it was so ahead of its time. And again, being a big Sega guy, I had a lot of great games. The 2K Sports series were friggin' huge for me back then. But I mean, overall, though, like the Xbox One, because it is an evolution of the Xbox 360, which we know and love. And you're right, Luca. Like the social aspect of Xbox really has elevated it above and beyond a lot of other consoles. I mean, back in the day, the only way you had a social network is to invite your friends over to play a split screen game in your house, which was really cool. But those days for a lot of us are long gone. Your friends are gone. It's hard to get people to come by and actually play a game. So this is how we interact. It's like a console with Facebook built in, you know what I mean? And I find the Xbox more so than any other platform as very social because the way they've integrated that, you know, that aspect right from day one with the gamer tags and adding friends and the party chats. It is just an amazing console, and you know, how anybody can think otherwise is beyond me. So, yeah.
Yeah, you made a good point about the social aspect of it now, like how there are people that literally we used to all game with, you know, System Link. We used to System Link Halo 2, man. We used to bring 4 boxes, 4 TVs, big box TVs over, and we'd play literally in our garage for hours, and that was just the fun. Like, we would just be laughing, kill each other, always trying to get the top spot, always playing like random style games. That's what's so great about Halo 2 back in the day. And when that kind of came online, it did kind of make a lot of that suffer. But at the same time, it was really cool too. I loved being able to talk shit to other people, and I thought I was so cool because I was able to, you know, be a little troll that I hate now. I was the person that I hate the most back then, but for sure, man.
Nice, great stuff, guys. Great choices. People in the chat. I mean, a lot of us too. Like we came up on different consoles too. I mean, there was no Xbox at one point in time. There wasn't even a PlayStation. So, you know, a lot of us, you know, we have been there. We still enjoy those consoles. We're a fan of, like I said, any piece of plastic that plays a great game, which is pretty much them all. If you, you know, if you want to own them all and find a great piece of software. So, hey guys, this is Gamescom. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. This is kind of a one-off special podcast where we don't intend to do this every Sunday, obviously, because this is normally MNC mornings time. But we might do some of these random casts here or there when, you know, when these guys are available and we can find a little opening so we're not treading on too many people's toes, that sort of thing. So we want to thank you guys for hanging out with us. I know this kind of came as a bit of a random surprise, but we really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. It is an exciting day. It is Gamescom. I know I'm excited. Chase is excited. Luke, you guys are excited, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm pumped up, man.
Well,
This is the first games. Okay.
No, we're going to get into the chat, but yeah, we are excited. We're going to talk about that more in a bit, what our thoughts are, what our opinions are. So now we got through the consoles, what our favorite. Let's get into our favorite games, and let's just talk about this gen, because some people might not remember the old fart games that we played back in the day. So what has been your favorite game, bar none, this gen?
The Witcher 3.
Oh, damn it,
Really?
Luca, you stole mine.
Yeah.
The Witcher 3?
The Witcher 3.
No, it's a great game, Luca. The only reason that I'm a little shocked because I thought for sure you were going to say Bloodborne.
Souls.
Bloodborne is like a really close second, but The Witcher 3 is like the best game I've ever played. So.
Okay, so what made you love The Witcher 3 so much? What was that moment in that game that you were just like, damn, you know?
All right, well, not to go into any spoilers, but there's a moment in the campaign where something happens, and it's like, with that game, it's all about choices and gray morality, which I love that concept. Because a lot of games, it's just like black and white. It's Paragon or Renegade. You know, you're either a complete douchebag or you're just a good guy, right? But with The Witcher 3, a lot of the choices that you make are just choices that you make. You know, it's gray morality. It's like sometimes it's not all good and sometimes it's not all bad. So I had to make a choice, and I don't know if it was the right choice. And I still don't know if it was the right choice. And it affected people. Like things happened. You know, things happened. And I don't know, man. The quest, it was so good. It was so good that it changed things for me. And I was able to really step into Geralt's shoes and like feel him. And that's the point of RPG games. You know, you're role playing. You're becoming that character. And I felt like I was Geralt. And I went through that game, the rest of the game, feeling like I was him. And I made choices based off what I thought was right, you know? and it was great. Like, I really got into it. I really got into the role playing aspects. Like, and the endings actually matter. You know, it's like it's not a game where you can just play. Like, take Life is Strange, for instance. I love Life is Strange, don't get me wrong. But you could just play the last episode and, well, I mean, sorry, spoilers for Life is Strange. But you could just play the last episode and it won't change that much, like, in terms of the ending. It's like 2 choices, right? And the same goes for a bunch of other games as well. It doesn't, like, the endings don't really change. Like Fallout 4, once again, spoilers. It doesn't matter which side you choose because it's like the ending's like the fucking same for all of them. It's, you know, like The Witcher 3 actually had it so that your choices made a difference and they mattered, which is amazing. And that's why a lot of games are striving to be more like The Witcher 3. You know, you hear a lot of devs coming out and say, yeah, my game has some Witcher 3 elements in terms of the quest system and the side missions and all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's good. That's a good thing. It pushed our industry forward. It also, it increased the value of DLC and how we look at DLC because, first of all, those devs, they released a bunch of free cosmetic DLC that you can earn and like you can buy in the game. Amazing, right? They released a bunch of free missions and stuff. And then when they did have a story DLC, it was an expansion. It was 10 hours long, and they only charged.
It's like its own game.
Yeah, they only charged $10 for it. And then you look at Fallout 4's DLC, where it's 2 hours long, it's trash, and they charge $15 for it if you didn't have the season pass. And they also, you know, Fallout 4 increased the season pass from like 30 to 50 or whatever it was, because I got it before they increased the price. And the DLC they offered, except for like 1 or 2 of them, was not worth it, you know. But The Witcher 3, they gave you a 10-hour expansion for $10. I'm like, like, that game changed things. It changed things for the better, and it showed these devs that they have to step it up. They can't just give us a 2-hour fucking DLC with some bullshit, okay? They can't do that anymore because people are going to be comparing their games to The Witcher 3, and I love that. But yeah, a close second. Fucking crap. Crap's like it changed Luca on a mental and physical level. I'm like, okay, yeah. I can't. Also, Bloodborne is a close second. So first, Souls game that I played, and I fell in love with this. I love that game. That game is phenomenal. And then after I played Bloodborne, I played Dark Souls 3. It took me a while to get into that one, but once I did, I was hooked. And I am like, I went back and played all the other games except for Demon Souls. I'm a huge Souls fan, so I know Newf's like, oh, I thought for sure you would have chose Bloodborne. But yeah, no, The Witcher 3 is definitely my favorite game this gen.
Where is Newf? You still there, buddy?
No, he's probably trying to fix his stuff. But yeah, what about you, Chase?
Well, my favorite game this gen was Witcher 3 as well. And it's mainly because of the 4-way love triangle where you can have sex with all of them, kill the witch, and then it's still all good, and you can get a good ending still. That goes to your point. That was terrible. But anyway, you know, like every choice you make literally goes to a certain ending, and there were some that are bad and some that are good, but everything that I had on my first playthrough was awesome. So I was like, well, that was cool. I got to be with all the girls and still be still have a good ending. But I like the choices. I like the fact that you feel like this guy who is a professional. Geralt's old by the time in the story that you're in, and he is just like an old hat witcher, and he just feels like a badass. And I agree with everything you said. I just felt like this guy that was untouchable. Like, but I just loved it because I really liked Fable back in the day. That's why I was so excited. Kind of listened to some of Crap's videos. He was saying there's inside scoop on a new Fable, and I hope there still is, and I hope they're just working on it. And but I really want a Fable 4 because I'm such a huge Fable fan. That's probably one of my favorite games, but that's not this gen. Witcher 3 to me, combat wise, and it was like the Fable game I always wanted, basically. Not cookie cutter alike, but some of the combat feels a little the same. I loved how you could put oils, and it was just so detailed what you could do on that game. And I absolutely loved it. Yeah, there's nothing else I could say on that. I like a lot of first-person shooters as well, but they're kind of all tied. I kind of just like playing them. They're easy to play the older I get. I don't have a lot of time to play games, so it's easiest to pop in a shooter and play a matchmaking game. So I would say probably the Battlefield games, and I even like Call of Duty. I know, but and Halo and all those. It's hard to pick one game, but if I had to, definitely Witcher, no doubt.
All right, dope. Very dope.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. What's up, Newster?
Okay. Is it clear?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Like I said, my computer is playing schizophrenic with the audio. It can't seem to figure out if it wants to use my headset or if it's trying to use the actual built-in microphone that's in the friggin' laptop. So yeah, hopefully I'm coming through okay. It's kind of hard to tinker with it and try to adjust your volume while you're in the middle of a podcast. Great choices, though, guys. You can't go wrong with The Witcher 3. I have it, too, and I got to say it is one of my favorite games this gen, but I think bar none, my favorite overall, and I know this is going to come as a big surprise to some people, I'm going to have to say it's Rise of the Tomb Raider. I really love the reinvention of Lara Croft right from the last game that came out, like the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition that came out on the PS3 and the Xbox 360, and then the Definitive Edition. It started with that, and this is a continuation of that fantastic game. It's a little bigger, it's a little better. I like how it's got that semi-open world feel. Like it doesn't confine you to like a linear track per se, but at the same time, it's not open world where you're getting lost and you're like, oh my God, this is overwhelming. I love the graphics, the animation in the game. I like the character evolution. I like the play mechanics, how it's very smooth and refined. Like everything about the game, like it just echoes quality. It echoes passion for that brand. Crystal Dynamics did a fucking hell of a job. And I'm super excited. And speaking of Tomb Raider, I think and we're going to talk about this here when we get to Gamescom, there is rumor that we may actually see the next one debuted sometime today or over the next couple of days, so that'd be really, really cool. Again, shout out to everybody in the chat. Yago, what's up, my friend? Thanks for joining us. Kevin Witt, James176, It's Sins. Thanks for coming out, watching the program so far. Yeah, Crap, you're also welcome to jump in anytime if you feel like it. The back door is open. But yeah, that's probably my favorite game this gen. And I know if you looked at my gamer score, you'd be like, well, Newf, it doesn't sound like it because you didn't like ace the whole thing or platinum all. It's just because there's so many games that came out. I played it, I finished it, and I'm still actually trying to get back into like the DLC for the game itself and go through it. So yeah, like it's a game that I know I'll repeat a couple times. I think I beat like the original game, for example. I beat it on 360, I beat it on PS3. And then I completed it again on the Xbox One, so that was kind of cool. So right now that we're past our favorite games of this gen, here's a big question, and one I think I know the answer to, but are you getting the Xbox One X? If so, when are you planning to get it, and what is the first game that you guys are hoping to play on it?
All right, I can answer this real quick. The answer is yes, yes, yes. Xbox One X, day one, baby. Day fucking one, all right? And the first game I'm going to play on it is Wolfenstein 2. Oh, nice. I'm so excited. I am so hyped for that console, man. Like, I cannot wait for pre-orders to open up.
No doubt. Well, I think you're getting soon on that. Sure. James, when are you getting yours, bro?
Dude, day one. If they open pre-orders today, it will be paid off. I have all of my money saved up in my savings account. I am dropping it on that. I will have it paid off so I can go to my Best Buy or GameStop, whichever one I can get at midnight, and I am getting it. First game is tough because I don't know what's going to be enhanced for it day one. I know everything's going to be better. I'm going to get just more of a kick out of popping every little game I have in it. If I had a choice and it was day one, probably Halo 5 or Forza 7, man, because those are like two of my favorite game series. Probably Forza 7 because that's like a showcase for that system. So yeah, probably Forza 7 for sure.
Forza 7, yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Jadzilla and Siberia feel the same way they're doing Forza 7. Oh, and Yago as well.
Yas.
Nice. Yeah, don't forget about Cuphead. That's going to be an awesome game to pick up as well. I can't wait to play that. So, for me, I'm going to get mine day one. That's the hope. And I really want that Scorpio edition, the one that's leaked. We'll talk about that again a little bit later on as well. But yeah, I definitely want my Xbox One day one, just because I want the biggest and best, baddest Xbox that you can get. And I think the very first game I'm going to play, and I got to say this, is going to be like the guys in the chat, Forza 7 because it is a showcase title. Can't wait to see those 4K assets working its ass off. And, you know, I'm a big Forza fan anyway, and I didn't buy 6. I know, boo, shame on you, Newf. But I didn't buy number 6. So I'm excited to actually get back into the series now. So that'll be pretty cool. Can't wait.
Woo! Yeah, the fuck, bro. I love saying your name. Horizon 3, definitely going to try that out because I have it sitting right on top of my Xbox right now. So definitely can't wait to see that as well.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of great games on so many back ones that are getting the conversion, that are getting the upgrades. Like you guys, because you're big Witcher fans, like you said, like that's going to be a fantastic game to go back and play just to see the you know, the depth of field, the quicker load times, just sharper graphics in general. So might be another reason to jump back into it if you haven't completed it or want to do it a second time around. So
that'll be face melting.
Yeah. But speaking of The Witcher, both of you guys complete it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I beat it twice.
Wow. Damn. Every time because I haven't beat it yet, and every time I keep seeing people in the chat, they're like, come back and tell us about it when you're 80 years old.
Yeah, the thing is, you just have to be focused on the game. And I can say this from experience. I think being on the Xbox, I've played a lot of games, right? And I played a lot of games with my friends, but I haven't played any story-driven games because, you know, it takes focusing on it. And, you know, there's a lot of people to talk to and have fun with, so... But I played it when I was still on my PlayStation, so I had time to just focus on that game.
Nice.
I'll say point to The Witcher 3. As far as there is a lot of things, but most games side quests kind of feel like work. Like even Assassin's Creed, even though I love the Assassin's Creed games, a lot of times it's like, oh, I got to collect 250 feathers in this fucking city. Good lord. Okay, so I do it, you know, to get the achievos and everything. But dude, Witcher, it felt rewarding to do all those. Like there are tons of them. It will take you forever. It will take you however many hours to do every single one of them. But the story is so detailed in every little thing. There is a story to every quest that feels real and feels good, and that's what is the difference between that game and all the games that are trying to replicate it now, and they really can't because The Witcher did it so damn good. Yeah,
there are a lot of the side quests that were better than the main quest, in my opinion. So
yeah,
yes,
that's a rarity in games to have a side quest that's just as engaging as anything on the main topic, right? So that's just going to segue me into a perfect question here. Does size really matter? Now, I know what you're thinking, guys. We're talking about video game length here, and my question is, hey, you know I had to use the Newf Nukem No Chills intro into that one. Since this one wasn't on the list, but since we're kind of... I just want to know, if you're picking a game, would you rather a game be longer or shorter and just more... Like what is it for you guys? Like, do you have a certain type of length of game like that you're okay with? Like, is 10 hours cool? A 20-hour game, 60 hours? If it's short, it's just amazing. Like, that does that matter to you guys?
Yeah, for me, it's if the story makes sense to be 40 hours plus or 30 or 20 or any of that, you know, then I'm down with that. I'd say the minimum for me to consider getting a game is 10 hours. But you know, there's a lot of games that claim that, like, oh, we have hours and hours of content, but it's just fetch quest and, like, picking up collectibles. And it's not engaging, it's not fun. But if the story is engaging the entire way through, then I don't mind the length. But that's just me personally. I have, you know, I'm a huge RPG fan, so.
Nice. Peace.
Wait, repeat the question one more time. I was reading the chat.
Basically just, you know, because we were talking about how long this game is, like, do you have a particular length of a game that you're cool with? Would you rather it be short and just really impactful, or does it have to be a long game? Like, what's sort of that happy medium for you?
Man, it's really up to the type of game. Like, I feel like it's okay to be a bajillion hours on a game like Witcher that does it so well. But at the same time, I don't mind necessarily a short. Like Wolfenstein is it's kind of short. It's kind of a grind too, but it's so impactful and good that you're kind of like, I don't even care to do that. So I don't think there is a wrong or right answer to that question, other than very short, where you're like, dude, what the? I wanted to play a little bit more of that because I enjoyed it. But then like, and I don't want to step on your toes because I know you love Gears, but Gears 1 Ultimate. I love that game, dude. Don't get me wrong, but there are times where I'm like, okay, instead of having fun, I have to grind almost. But that's probably my fault. Like I wanted to get it done, you know. So, but other than that, man, I don't really. It's up to the game, man. Really, it's up to the game and the type of the game.
No, I totally agree. Then personally, for me, like 20 hours is almost long enough, and that doesn't matter what type of game it is. It's just because with a busy lifestyle and trying to balance your social life and everything else, like anything more than 20, but it has to be a good 20 hours. Like I don't want a boring 20 where a lot of the levels feel like filler. And one of the perfect examples for me right now is like Mass Effect and Andromeda. I love the game, don't get me wrong, but like if you want to breeze through the game by doing the main quest, yes, you can sort of beat it in a relatively decent time. But if you get sidetracked, as many of you have probably seen me do with my streams, like a lot of those missions, the side missions, again, they're not like The Witcher. They're almost like identical in every which way, and they're boring as shit. And like I feel like it's just filler that just to maybe pad the length of the game. I don't know, but like that stuff I don't care for.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it because it's in my most anticipated game of the year too. Like that's the one I anticipated most, and it tend to let me down in a lot of ways. But yeah, for me, I prefer them shorter than longer. Even like a 7-hour ride. Like the other day, I just beat Rise: Son of Rome, and I think I probably beat it in what was like 6 or 7 hours, I guess. I don't remember the time, but it wasn't that long, right? But it was great. Like I enjoyed every single level. There was variation in the levels. There, you know what I mean? And that was a second playthrough, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Rise. The good thing about Rise, at least, it has a lot of things stat-wise and things that you can work towards to give you a reason to replay through the levels or try to. I think there's like certain things you get in the maps that you could possibly miss. So there's always a reason to go replay it until you do everything. So even though, that first playthrough probably took 7, you can end up getting a lot more hours out of the game if you want to collect everything for, I guess, multiplayer is what you were collecting. But, I mean, it's like, that's one thing if that can be said about that. If there is a short game, as long as there's something to be, like, a reason to come back and play it and you love the game, then it's cool. Like, that's like how Halo Reach was. The campaign was it was pretty short for a Halo campaign. It was pretty sad, too, but it was so cool to kind of customize your guy, unlock new armor, and then go back and play the campaign and unlock the new things. I love doing that kind of stuff. I love unlocking things, like unlocking medals and all that. I've always loved that. That's one thing the Halo games do really well to me. Gotcha,
nice. All right, let's move it along. Lots of questions left to come. Yeah, we haven't even gotten to our Gamescom conversation, but it's coming, guys. We're going to try to keep this podcast as well to about an hour, maybe a little over, give or take, but we won't keep it around too long. Okay, this is an interesting question. What game from the PlayStation would you like on Xbox or vice versa? So you could take any franchise from the compete console. What one would you take and why?
I'd want Bloodborne on Xbox because that game deserves to be experienced. It's amazing, especially if you're a Souls fan, but like a Souls fan who's played just the Dark Souls games. Like take our boy Magic Mike, you know, he's a huge Souls fan, but he hasn't had the chance to play Bloodborne really because he just has an Xbox. So I think I would take that game over. As for Xbox, I don't really know, to be perfectly honest. So.
Gotcha. Case?
Man, to me, and I've kind of said this, and it's not a majorly popular franchise, even though they did have some success with Neo, but Koei, Namco, or whatever, that company, they make the Dynasty Warriors and the Samurai Warriors games. Almost all of them, all the good ones, all the ones worth having, were on PlayStation this gen, and that actually almost made me buy a PlayStation. But the thing is, I knew eventually they were going to bring some, and the titles they brought to Xbox were just not that good. It was like Warriors Orochi, and then Dynasty Warriors Empires 8, which was okay, but it wasn't like as good to me as the past Empires games. And the cool thing is that I'm getting my wish answered because Dynasty Warriors 9, which is the first like open world title in the franchise, is coming to Xbox One. So I am freaking stoked, dude. So that's my answer for that one for sure.
Nice. Well, for me personally, if I could bring one franchise over from the PlayStation to my Xbox, I would have to go with God of War because there really is no game out there like it, and there hasn't been. I think the closest we've had on Xbox to a God of War game has been Darksiders, that game because it has sort of that similar combat feel. But I would bring God of War over, and if I was a PlayStation owner, could bring over one title, I would probably go with Gears of War, simply because they don't have a lot of shooters that are in the same ballpark as that particular game. And I love the lore, I love the graphics, I love that just, that mature, that awesome feel that Gears of War brings that not many other games have. So that would be my two titles to bring over. And of course, anything on Nintendo would be awesome, right? If you could get some of the Mario or Zelda games, I'm sure. So, but hey, it's Nintendo, and most of us, I don't think, in this panel spend much time playing on Nintendo platforms anymore.
Really don't.
Sounds like she's getting sick here at Nintendo. All right, good answers, guys. We're going to keep the podcast moving right along. Again, shout out to everybody watching. I know we don't have a fortune of you in here, but we appreciate each and every one of you guys that are coming out to support us and check out the podcast today. I hope my audio is fixed up a little bit. I've been tinkering with it, but I can't really tell. I got nothing here to give me like a feedback. So how am I sounding to you guys?
Still low to me.
You still sound the same to me. So.
Okay, interesting. Okay, good. Well, we're going to move it right along. Hopefully I'll figure that out at some point. Here's a very interesting question, guys. This is where the podcast goes off the rail. This is the MA portion of the show. You might be shocked with this one. Missionary or doggy style?
Oh my God.
What would you take? Who wants to be the first one to answer that question?
I will, because that is easy. I'm not gonna just say either or, because that I like both of them, but I like to start missionary for sure, so you can be real intimate and stuff. But then you can go right to the doggy style, and that's where you get kind of caveman style on it and get her done, so to speak. So that is my answer to that question, sir.
Perfect, no problem. How about you, Luca?
Well, I'm not going to give an answer because I already have enough people sending me questionable tweets. So I'll just be like, no comment, no comment.
Stop sending dick pics to Luca.
Luca pleads the Fifth Amendment on this one. All right, so let's just take it that Luca could pretty much like it any which way she wants to give it. Oh man! All right, I wasn't quite sure if you'd give me an answer to that one or not, but hey, I got to get the no chills fucking question in here. Of course, now I got to answer it too, right? I can't have a question and not answer my own damn question. So let's put it this way: the best thing about doggy style is you don't have to put a bag on anybody's head. But personally, I'd have to go with the missionary because it is nice to be intimate, to be able to look into that person's eyes and. And be able to see the other bits as well when you're having fun. So, yeah, that's about as much as I'm going to say on that. That's your little taste of, like, Newf Nukem's version of the Speak podcast. I wanted to throw everybody for a loop today. It's like, what the hell does that have to do with gaming? Well, you know what? As they say, everybody in gaming is completely fucked.
Yes.
All right.
Whatever position, I can get titties in my face.
Yeah,
that's right.
I would say that doggy style is good for a butter face, because
right.
On the
real. Oh man, it's awesome. All right,
Mocking bull.
What's the best position when you're using a PSVR? Alrighty. Now, when you are not playing video games, you are usually doing what?
I am usually talking to my friends on Xbox, talking on the phone with Blue, or Scrotum. Shout out to Scrotum, that's my brother in the chat right there. Like, not my actual brother, but feels like it,
right.
But, or watching TV shows.
Nice. What's your favorite TV show?
Well, right now I'm watching a show called Winona Earp, and I'm watching it with Foxy, so I'm having a lot of fun with that.
Nice.
But, like, my favorite TV show of all time, probably Dexter before it went off the rails.
Mm-hmm.
I was a huge fan of that show.
The show was intense, man. I was like, I hope he gets away with murder. Wait, what the fuck am I saying?
Well, I agree with his ideology. Bad people do deserve to die, so. But that's just me.
James in the chat. If you go missionary, you don't have to worry about side quests. Thank God for that, and I don't have to worry about those friggin' Revenant puzzles either.
That was only the first time.
Jason, what are you doing, man, when you're not playing games? What's keeping you busy? And besides work, mind you, because we know that work is always boring no matter what. So what are you doing?
Yeah. Man, if I'm not doing something with the wife, I like to play disc golf. And I also like to play, or I like to watch TV as well, Netflix or Sling or whatever. I really like football. My team is the Cowboys. Sorry, crap. I know you're a Ravens fan. And I'm getting caught up right now, TV show-wise. I'm getting caught up on Dragon Ball Super. I'm only about 35 episodes in. Sorry, Luca.
Listen, that show went off the rails,
so
dude.
Good.
Like this,
but I still love it.
The Black Goku arc is good, like with Zamasu, but you know.
Yeah, I haven't got to that part yet, so damn. No.
Hey, we got Blue Rendezvous in the chat. Hey, Blue, what's going on? We also got Claire Fishes, the president of the Nymphos Club. He's in the chat. 49ers, go baby, go baby. Yeah, good stuff, man. Well, for myself, when I'm not playing games in the wintertime, I'm normally playing floor hockey and ice hockey. I play a lot of hockey, watch a lot of hockey, and outside of that, I'm usually traveling places with the wife, enjoying fine dining and all that good stuff, and like to play guitar and make songs and stuff like that. Yeah, believe it or not, Newf's got a few talents, if you want to call them that. And yeah, like I said, that's pretty much what I'm doing for the most part.
Nice, bro.
Not a whole lot to say. Yeah, kind of doing a lot of everything, but hockey's a big part of my life. Whether it's watching or playing, it's kind of like my my religion partly. But that's typical. I'm fucking Canadian, right? What did you expect?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing else.
Hey, we're not very good at many things, so we might as well be good at hockey, right?
Right. It's already iced over there anyway. Might as well just throw in a puck and go at it.
Absolutely. That's right. And if you're not playing hockey, you're probably making babies, and babies are more expensive than hockey. So, yeah.
That's right. Play a lot of hockey.
Play a lot of hockey. All right, guys. Great answers as usual. Awesome stuff. Let's keep this moving. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. We're just about ready to talk about Gamescom. I know that's probably what some of you guys have been chatting about. So we'll start with that. Let's start with a couple of leaked pictures. Yesterday, a few pictures leaked online of the Xbox One X Scorpio Edition as well as a Minecraft S bundle. Looks really cool. So what are your guys' thoughts on those particular special edition consoles? Are you excited? Is it let me know.
Yeah, well, I took a look at that Minecraft console. I was like, oh, Newf's going to love this. Yeah, we have a little bit of an inside joke regarding Minecraft, me and Newf and a couple other people. So every time I see anything Minecraft related, I just start cracking up. So as for the Scorpio edition, honestly, I kind of feel like it's pointless. Like, it's cool to have different editions of stuff and like special editions of stuff, but it's like it just says Project Scorpio in like really small print. You know, if you're gonna do a special edition, do something nice. You know, do something special. Don't do. It just seems too basic to me, and that's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jace?
I mean, I'm excited about the potential to get a unique day one console. I hope there's a little bit more to it, like some kind of software with it or whatever. I hope that's not the big surprise that Phil Spencer and all the guys keep kind of hyping up, but we'll see. But the Minecraft thing, dude, when I saw that, my first honest thought was, wow, they couldn't go one show without feeding the machine that is Minecraft. They couldn't resist. Because that freaking thing is huge. It's still huge, man. All the kids, it's the rage. And Newf Nukem, for sure. But yeah, man, that's basically my thoughts on it. It would be killer to get a special edition. I thought the controller looked kind of cool, man. It would just be cool to have something unique because I missed on even though I got my Xbox original on day one, I didn't get the day one edition because I bought it that night. So I kind of felt like I missed out the end. So this is kind of my opportunity to make it right.
Nice. Well, personally, I'm going to start with the Minecraft bundle. I think it's really cool. I mean, because it's not like a lot of the PlayStation shit where they slap a sticker on it and call it a special edition. It's a colored console. It looks awesome, and I think it's going to be really eye-catching in stores for the parents that are coming in looking to get a console for their kids and their families. Minecraft, as you said, whether you love it or hate it, it is a huge thing with the teenage demographic. And if they price it right, it's not like crazy expensive or anything like that. It's going to be a big seller for Microsoft as we head into the holiday season. I think it will. I think it's just like it's going to catch the eye. And I think once one kid buys one of those and shows it to his buddy's going to be like, man, I want to get this console. You know, even the controller looks cool. It looks like those friggin' little green things that blow up. So that's kind of cool.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, the creepers. Yeah, it's got the creeper controller. That is so cool.
That is so wrong. If you think about
it. Can you hear some kid? What are you doing? I'm playing with my creeper right now.
Yeah.
Watch the parents.
He's 49 years old, and he sent me pictures of his hairy chest. I don't know what to do, Mommy.
Some questions will be asked by parents, I am sure. Oh man, but as far as the Scorpio one, well, here's the deal. Like, it's nothing that special, like Lucas said. I mean, it's got a little green logo that says Project Scorpio. It's on the controller. The one thing I like about the controller is it actually has, like, it took the colors out of the buttons, so it looks more unition. Like, I don't know, like, I like the look of the controller just because of the plain clear buttons, and the little logo on it is a nice touch. I mean, the logo is a nice touch. It's a nice, like, homage. It's a nice way of saying thank you to Xbox fans in a way, because majority of us, if you looked at the polls, a lot of people would have wanted the name to stick, the Scorpio name. So the fact that they even keep that on the box and having the box itself look like the old original Xbox, like the packaging is pretty cool. It's like, again, a little taste of nostalgia with the packaging, and then of course a little throwback, a little thank you to the early adopters of the console. It doesn't make much difference, but it is going to be a collector's item, and if you can get your hands on one of these puppies, it's going to be a nice keepsake for sure.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we've talked about the consoles, and I think overall gets a yay, not an A. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, as long as you don't charge extra money, because some people online are like, they might charge extra for the Project Scorpio edition. That would be a bad move, because the console's already...
That would be stupid.
The console's already $500-600. That would be completely asinine just to take advantage of, like, our goodwill. Like, they should be thankful that we want to go out and spend $500 or $600 more on another console, when technically none of us need it, but it's nice to have it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the next one. Well, this topic's been a bit hot for the last week or so, but I'm going to get your take on it because it's still kind of a big topic, especially leading into Gamescom. The Crackdown delay, is that a huge problem, do you think, overall, or what's your take on it? We'll start with you, Chase.
Man, on that, I am a huge Crackdown fan. I loved it because I was a huge Halo fan, so I just kind of had it, the first Crackdown, sitting around, and I just popped it in one day, and I was like, okay, let me fire this up and see what it's all about, because I got it for the Halo 3 beta in, like, 2007 or whatever, but I started playing it. I fell in love with that game, dude. It was so... I was like, dude, wait, I can kill people, and I change and level up, and so I was, like, hooked already, and Crackdown 2 did a little bit of that, but it just felt different. It wasn't bad, but I didn't like the enemies as much as Crackdown 1, so it didn't feel as fun to play other than like some of the pickups, but it wasn't necessarily bad either. It just wasn't to the standard I thought it should be. But that's why I'm okay with the delay mostly. I do want to play it ASAP, but Luca made a really good point that earlier that it just doesn't look up to the standard. Like it really, like the campaign especially to me, but I know they're supposedly doing this to work on multiplayer. And I do think at Gamescom, I think that people really want to see the multiplayer still, even though it is delayed. As long as they get it right, I'm okay with it. I do think it presents somewhat of a problem for not Gamescom, but just in general having that exclusive. But if you think about it, the PlayStation 4 Pro didn't have any, like day one exclusives just for it. It was the ones that were already out that were getting enhanced. So I don't see why it's a big deal now, other than it's just been kind of a slow year for sure. I think 2018, they need to come out of the gate swinging, and I think 2019 is going to be their year for sure.
Nice. Great answer. Luca, what are you thinking of that?
Okay, well, I'm going to say this. I personally thought Crackdown 3 looked like trash. I had zero interest in getting it. When I heard about the delay, I was just like, okay. And I made a post on Twitter, and I was like, yeah, it sucks for the people who are excited for it, but I'd rather a game come out, like when it's ready and not when it's broken. You know what I mean? Plus, this game would have been crushed because it's coming out in between the juggernauts that are Call of Duty and Battlefront 2. So I don't think it would have done well anyways. I think that the reaction from the Xbox community has been ridiculous as per usual, but I'm not really surprised. Like, the Xbox community seems to overreact to every fucking little thing, which baffles me. Baffles me, really. Like, I don't see what the big deal is, honestly. It's been a slow year, yeah, but didn't you guys have games for the past 3 years? You know, 1 year isn't going to change things for you. And I feel like people are going straight into meltdown Armageddon mode. I'm like, calm down. Jeez, it's not that big of a deal. And it's like, Crackdown 3 is not a graphical showcase. Who cares if it's on the X? Like, who cares if you're not going to play it day one? Like, it's not going to show the potential of the X. So I don't see why people are like, because I see people saying, well, what's the point of me getting an X if Crackdown 3 is not there? I'm like, yo, like, really?
You are going to get it anyway if you're saying that.
Yeah, you're going to get it. The X is for the hardcore, and it's people who want to see the graphical difference, and that's why people are getting it. You're not getting it for fucking Crackdown 3. Like, that's just not happening, fam. Like, it's not happening. You're going to get it because you're going to have the best version of the multiplats. And let's be honest, that's what everyone would have been playing. Like, there's a small minority that would have been playing Crackdown 3, in my opinion, because it comes out next to Call of Duty and Battlefront fucking 2, right? That's just what, like, these are just the facts, people. Like, these are just the facts. And like I said, the reaction I saw from the fucking community was ridiculous. It's like, do you guys think about what you're saying and tweeting before you tweet it out? Like, if you really stop and think about things from like an outside perspective, like the outside looking in, do you realize how fucking crazy the Xbox community would look? Everyone goes on and on about how the PlayStation community is like full of toxic people and all that stuff, right? But the Xbox community fucking freaks out over every little goddamn thing, and it's sad.
Scalebound,
like,
the world's ending.
Yeah, like, I remember I like just got my Twitter when the Scalebound thing happened, and people were like, I'm selling my Xbox, I have no reason to have it. I'm like, yeah, Scalebound probably wouldn't have done well in the Xbox. Like, let's be real. Like, let's
that
just
game
be
didn't
real
even
here.
look good. Like, it looked interesting, but the gameplay and everything that I saw was like, okay, this looks kind of like a Final Fantasy, except with bigger, like, enemies to fight all the time. But it just isn't. I mean, I was like, if they did it right, it might be good, but I'm not into the Monster Hunter and all that shit, so it just didn't look good to me anyway.
Yeah, I'm just like, man, people are just, they just do too much, man. They just do way, way too much. Like, maybe I haven't been in this fandom stuff for long enough, or maybe some of you have been doing it for way too long, or you think it's okay to want someone to get fired just because a game's delayed, or you didn't get any fucking games this year. Like, are you kidding me right now? You want someone to be fired because you didn't get video games this year? Do you realize how asinine that sounds? Like, I brought this up to someone who's completely removed from the situation, and I asked her what she thought of it, and she just looked at me like I was stupid, because the entire situation is stupid, and people who feel that way really need to reevaluate why they're feeling that way. You act like you don't have anything to play. Like, people are always going on and on and on about their backlog and how they don't have time to finish everything. Go play your fucking backlog. Like, just go play that, you know, and stop complaining about little fucking things. It's one bad year when the last 3 years have been packed with games
Phenomenal.
on the Xbox. Like, I really just don't understand. You know, these gamers are so fucking entitled. It's about, what have you given me now? Like, what are you doing for me right now? And you don't stop and take a step back and just think about the bigger picture, which is that you have, like, just let the oh my god, like, it's so annoying. Like, it is so annoying. Like, I really don't understand it. Like I said,
as
have
long
not
as the
been
game comes
here
out
long enough for that. So
You know,
it's gonna come out next year. So relax, people.
the word delay
It's gonna be better
is always
for it.
better than a cancellation, and that's the bottom line. As long as it doesn't get canned, and I think that game is too far along, and too many people are still excited about it that like to cancel it. Obviously, they have some hiccups. A lot of it is coming from using the Azure servers and trying to get the multiplayer just right. And like you guys said, even if the game was amazing and it did come out on November the 7th or whatever, like, it's sandwiched right between possibly two of the biggest shooters we may see in the next couple of years, and that's Call of Duty World War II, which actually rejuvenated the interest in the Call of Duty franchise. And then you've got Battlefront 2, which has got people going ballistic. So like realistically, even I could go down through my friends list, and the people might buy Crackdown on November the 7th if it came out, but most people won't be playing it a week later because they're going to be busy with the multiplat. So you're totally right that the hatred is just off the chain. Now, I think what makes it a little bit justified, okay, and here's my take, is just the fact that we've had a lot of disappointments. You know, we've had a couple of great years, and this year has been, for lack of better words, this year has been kind of sparse if you happen to be an Xbox, or at least from a first-party perspective, or for, you know, console-exclusive games. But like I said, at some point in time, development cycles will start catching up, and we're going to get a glut of games. We're going to have so many games at some point in time in this cycle, we're going to be like, my God, would you stop putting out games? I mean, next year, for example, if all of those games that are forecasted for 2018, if the majority of them actually come out next year, we're going to have a lot of shit to play in 2018 and well into 2019. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. It is what it is. It sucks, and nobody knows that more than Microsoft themselves. They're not stupid. They hear the fans. They don't like doing it, but again, and like Lucas said, game that comes out and it's a finished product and something that's broken that's going to need 500 patches, because all we need is another bad review, and a bad review of Crackdown 3 will be far more detrimental than any delay, because that might kill any potential sequel. We saw what bad fucking press can do to Titanfall, what bad press can do to Mass Effect Andromeda. That's the age we live in now, where fucking people make up shit before the game even comes out, and they make up their minds based on shit that other people say, and that's it. So I'm cool with it, because we got a lot of stuff to play. I'm going to be fucking up to my fucking nuts in Forza 7 anyway, and probably Mario Odyssey and everything else. When you got 3 consoles, the problem with only 3 consoles is you always got something to play. You know what I mean? You're fucking never without games to play when you got them all. So that's a good thing and a bad thing. The bad thing is your fucking wallet can't keep up. And yes, Mass Effect was actually a pretty damn good game. It got a lot of bad press.
Mass Effect
but
was
I
great.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So,
like, and another thing. It's just like, you know, like let's just relax, people. Let's just calm down. Just relax, calm down. Let's just be chill. You know, and I think a lot of this is a lot of the people who are upset. I feel like they're super hardcore Xbox people, right? But I feel like there's like an underlying issue here, and the underlying issue is that people on the PC and PlayStation side just are going to use this as ammo, and have been using it as ammo against the Xbox side. And I think that's another reason why people are so pissed. And also, PlayStation has had a great year for exclusives, and I also think that's why people are upset. Like, people are saying, well, Xbox doesn't have any games. I'm like, PlayStation didn't have any fucking games for the past 3 years. Like, what's going on? Like, everyone seems to have, like, selective amnesia or something. People, y'all be like, you got me scratching my head. Like, I don't understand this whole fandom war community stuff. Like, this shit's weird. It's spooky. It's spooky, you know, like, I don't get it. You hit
the nail on the head, and that's part of the reason why people are upset with it too, is because of that fanboyism where, you know, every little delay, every cancellation becomes ammunition for the opposing side, and they push it in your face, and we all do it. Like, face it, at some point in time, it's podcasters, whatever, the media, blah, 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 we can't all do that shit, and it just makes it worse than it actually is. So we got tons of games, guys. If anybody's complaining about a backlog, if you even have one friend that says a backlog, then what is there to complain about? You obviously have plenty of games. If you said, man, I beat every game in my fucking collection and I haven't played a good game in the last 3 months, I might be like, okay, but then at the same time, I'd be like, Jesus, what kind of life do you have? But yeah, that's where it is. Well, you know, we'll leave it at that. Crackdown, it's disappointing, but it is what it is. And hopefully when it does come out next year, guys, people pick it up. Hopefully it's going to be a good game. And hopefully people will pick it up. And I think we'll also see a lot of games that will utilize the Xbox One X a lot better as we go into next year as well. So I think at the end of the day, who knows, this game might deliver in spades with the extra delay. So who knows?
I'm going to say that if Crackdown 3 doesn't sell well, based on how all of you guys were reacting, I'm coming for all of you. I'm letting you know this. I'm coming for every single one of you motherfuckers who don't pick up this game, who freaked out, okay? Luca. Like, I'm just saying, like, just be mindful of that, all right? Just think about that. Yeah. Y'all better everyone who had a fucking freak out better pick up this damn game. And I'm gonna be asking, like, I'm gonna fucking take screenshots. I'm coming for all of y'all, okay? Like, damn.
All right,
Tony Montana.
We're going to segue into another topic which is very much related to what we just chatted about, and it is again about media bias. I know some people are sick of hearing us talk about that, but boy, is it ever real. It is definitely real, and it's definitely slanted towards the Xbox brand. Now, Crap Gamer does a fantastic job, as well as Mooch. Good shout out to our good buddies in the podcast community for calling this shit out on a constant basis. But Colt just recently posted a fantastic, Colt Eastwood, guys, go follow him too as well if you're not already. He posted a fantastic screen capture the other day of an article. It's by Cog Connected, and the article basically states 5 reasons to hold off on buying an Xbox One, okay? Now, here's the deal. Last year when the Pro came out, they did an article virtually identical, but theirs was 5 reasons to upgrade to the Pro. Now, anybody should know that 4K TV adoption has already escalated big time since the Pro even came out, and it's only getting better with the X. So what's your guys' take on this media bias? Why do you even think this shit still exists? Because like that is pretty blatant right there, if you ask me.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, I don't get all the hate towards Xbox. It's like, no matter what Microsoft does, people are going to come out and just shit all over it, even if it's something beneficial to the gamer. Like, the media bias is real. It's clear as day. Like, if you don't see it, then you're choosing not to see it. That's really the case, you know? I don't know. Like, the X is a mid-gen console upgrade, all right, just like the Pro was. Yet, no, I don't hear anything about the Pro anymore. No one's talking about that system at all. No one's complaining about that system and how it can't do certain things or hold certain frames, and just as like a resolution box. Like, no one says anything about it. Everyone's just focused on the X and what the X can't do. Well, if the X can't do it, to like the Pro sure as shit can't do it either. Like, so I don't understand it, but it's clear as day that the bias is there, and they're not even hiding it. Like, these outlets, they're not even hiding the fact that they're biased. It's clear as day. Journalism isn't journalism anymore. It's just people spewing their opinions.
NeoGAF and M4G, the fire runs wild on the bias. Like, dude, and even like Jeff Keighley, man. Like, I even got into it with him on Twitter one time because I was just like, dude, you're so full of shit, man. Like, you know, he always is over there so busy sucking off Hideo Kojima. Like, he can't even realize what the fuck he's doing, I don't think. But, like, seriously, I don't understand it. I love my system. He's like, well, there ain't no games, man. The software is so... I'm just like, dude, you're just playing the same fucking fiddle, whatever's popular, so that your little game show will be popular with the fucking media when it comes around. That's all you're doing, man. And it's just... You know, and I used to not even pay attention to it until I started watching Crack Gamer reviews, and that's how I actually found all y'all on Console Corner and got hooked up with y'all and Ladies Night with Luca when it was a thing. But yeah, so like he started pointing out things. I was like, okay, is he being eccentric or is he? And then I was like, holy shit, dude, this dude's right. And then I started seeing it through my own eyes, just on Twitter, on the people I was following. I was like, wait, why do they? And then wait, why is Digital Foundry doing this? Why are they like saying, well, the PS4 Pro is only 4.2 teraflops, but it's the greatest fucking thing ever. I don't know why I'm Scottish, but you know, it's like I don't get it, because it's like, dude, but okay, and like, yeah, he said some nice things about the One X when he first did his first video, but now it's going, well, yeah, but they use checkerboard rendering too, and I just think it's a big problem, and they're painting a negative picture already. Whenever, like Lucas said, the PS4 Pro can't even fucking hold a candle to it, man. Not even a candle. And it's like, yeah, the games do matter, and there are great games on the PlayStation, dude. I will not take anything away from that. And if that's what you enjoy, I don't like action adventure fucking games unless it's like an Assassin's Creed open world style. I don't like the narrative to be just solely you were forced to one point to another. That's just like Crash Bandicoot. I played it when I was a kid and stuff, but I just don't care about stuff like that anymore. Right. I don't have time to care about stuff like that anymore. And I'm sure Uncharted's great. I'm sure Last of Us is great, but I can't get into games like that, man. The Horizon Zero Dawn game, even that looks good because there's enough RPG element to it. But like, to me, it looks too much like Tomb Raider. And I'm sorry, dude. I tried to play the Tomb Raider and it was cool because it had RPG elements, but it just seemed too linear to me. Like, I don't like it. That's just not my style. And so there goes like freaking 90% of the games for PlayStation for me, other than the ones I want to play that I talked about earlier. But the bias is real, man. It's so real. There needs to be more podcasts that calls out the media bias like this one and like the people that are already doing it, and that's why I stand with y'all today, because it's just frustrating to people actually go out of their way to make me feel bad about loving my Xbox. What the fuck, man? Like, seriously?
Yeah.
Like,
and some of them make it so obvious, and that's the thing. Like, when you got those articles that like 1080p makes you a better gamer, or you see something like a PlayStation game gets a review, and they're just praising every little stupid thing about the game, and they're giving it like a 9 or 10, and like they're almost like they're itching to give it a good score. But if it's an Xbox game, it's like almost immediately it's like they're trying to find every nitpicky thing to bring the scores down to 7 or 8 for some weird reason. I mean, sure, some games are not that great. I mean, let's just use an example like Recore. Recore is what it is. It was a good little game. It wasn't a great game, so it probably deserved the 7s and 8s that it got for the most part. But like when they try to find fault with some of the games, they can't really say much. They're just like, yeah, the loading times. Like, lots of games got fucking loading times. Like, that's a pretty shitty fucking thing.
I don't understand that.
Their loading times would kick that ass.
Like, Bloodborne had really bad loading screen times in the beginning. And Bloodborne is a Souls game, which means you're going to die a lot, which means it's a lot of loading screen time. But it's, what? Like, I don't even understand how they could,
Still got the easy 9s, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great game, but like I'm saying that the loading screen times were ridiculous in that game. Probably more ridiculous than they were in Recore.
Yeah.
The Jaguar CPU is the exact same.
Didn't somebody do a review on Gears of War and it was like too much A button or some fucking thing? I'm like, what the?
Yeah. They shit on that game too, man. Even though it had a decent Metacritic, it still wasn't as high as it deserved, in my opinion. Like, you look at that game on the One S with an HDR TV, just like I did for the first time, and I was just blown away by the lighting and everything. I was like, holy shit, okay, this is what HDR gaming looks like. Okay, I kind of saw it in Forza with the beautiful skies and the colors, but man, that beautiful, like, volumetric lighting on that first map, or like the night map and stuff, dude, that was just a graphical showcase, man. It was gorgeous.
And there was one publication where the reviewer, like, clearly, like, this is early in the year, and I know not every media outlet can speak for another, but there was one publication earlier in the year when Quantum Break came out, and the guy reviewed the game, and he clearly stated that the kind of game he was reviewing was the kind of game he didn't like. Like, why would you give a game and have a guy critically your game that he doesn't like? That would be like me asking a person who hates football to go and review Madden. Like, if you don't like it, you're going to be skewed from the get-go. And then they give the shit to the guy, and you're like, are you kidding me? And
that's like 80% of them, too.
Yeah, people that admire this guy are going to take his review for face value, and then they're just going to go out and spread bullshit like, yeah, Quantum Break fucking sucks, because did you see that review? Like, people that want the Xbox brand to fail, they're going to rub in every stupid little review that they think is like, yeah, did you see they're exclusive? Oh, it got 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're fucking full of shit.
I played the demo, but I'm going to give it a full review right now.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. I mean, guys, there is media bias, and it's going to lead us into, we're almost getting into the Gamescom chat here now, but this is, again, and this is almost, I don't know if you want to call this bias, but this is interesting. There was an article just after the Crackdown delay where people, I forget which source it was, but they're saying that Xbox should sell its business. I mean, come on. They did
how many
sales, and they're now saying that they should sell their business so someone could run it better. What's your take?
Yeah, they're idiots. That's all I got to say. Like, those articles are just fucking clickbait, dude. How the hell are you going to say, well, they should do this because it will be better for them? Like, what do you know? Like, what does this person who wrote the article know? Like, have they run a business like Xbox before? Do they know what would be better for Xbox? These people, it's like I was saying, it's like outside looking in, don't fucking know. You don't fucking know anything. People just don't know anything, and they spew these goddamn stupid-ass comments and write these stupid reviews and write these stupid fucking articles saying dumb shit. And I'm just looking, I'm like, okay, but, like, are you an expert on this topic, or are you just writing out of your ass? Like, I pointed it out. I saw it. Colt saw it. Like, me and Colt were talking about it in the RDX chat and all that stuff. Like, it's bullshit. It's pure bullshit. Like, maybe, oh my god, like, this shit, it's annoying. Like, all of this stuff is so annoying. I just don't understand why people can't just be positive about Xbox for once. Like, the Xbox console is it's a great console. But on another thing, like, I don't have the time or energy to spend hating something so much like these people seem to do. Like, they just get off on it. And I get that it gets clicks and that makes them money, but This shit's weird. You know, it's
yeah. It's funny you mentioned Cold because Cold did an amazing video a couple of days ago where he took one of those negative articles and he rewrote it with Sony as the main thing, and you can see how quickly it sounds when you basically rewrite it with the slant going the opposite direction. You know what I mean? Like, kudos to Colt for doing a great job once again with this video. So, again, shout out everybody in the chat. Supersonic Station joining us. Judzilla, Sim, Yago's here with us. UK Dazarus, the man who's always supporting everybody. You guys are fucking fantastic.
For sure.
Thanks for showing up. But yeah, like the media bias, does it get any more real than bullshit articles like that? When clearly Microsoft is making money on the Division, you know, like that's
like, and they just came out and said that they were making money on the fucking Division, that
exactly.
the Xbox Division was profitable, and then 2 weeks later, like, whoa, they're doing so badly, they need to sell off their division. Like, shut the fuck up! Like, you guys are so stupid. Like, do these journalists, you know, journalists quotation marks, do fucking research before they post these goddamn articles or no? Like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah,
dude, it's like my grandpa used to say. It's called making a mountain out of a molehill. They're trying to make a big stir in the currents, and they're like, that's all they're doing, man. That is like journalism used to be about telling the truth about the situation, but now it's about finding a lie in all of in any situation, yeah. And like making it a half truth, and a half truth is a whole lie, people. It's really, I mean, like, let me pull something out of my ass and make it as big as possible. So he's talking about the whole Xbox division being sold. Okay, no, dude, they if anything, the reason Xbox is profitable is because they are constantly doing what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. We might not understand it always, but I guarantee there's people that are paid a lot of fucking money to understand it a lot better than we ever can. Okay, and that's the way I see it. And I think that these people are just it's clickbait times 10, man, is all it is. And I think people, if we're gonna like really get ahead, I mean, we have to read them as far as to talk about them, and I understand that, but we shouldn't. If anything, we got to fight back with the same kind of reviews. I'm not saying to stoop to their level, but call them out on their bullshit on any medium. Yeah. That's what we got to do, man.
Yeah, Neverland, I do have a channel. Thanks for dropping by and supporting this podcast. So, guys, for those of you joining us late, this isn't something that we're planning to do every Sunday. I know, boo. This is a one-off podcast. We hope to do this again. That's why I call it RandomCast, because we don't really know when we're going to do this, but we hope to do this a lot more often. If you guys love what we're saying today, if you just kind of love this panel, I'd love to bring it back periodically during special events and things like that. And who knows, maybe down the road we will have a standard podcast. But for now, this is just kind of a one-off because it is a cool day. We're leading up to Gamescom. We're going to give our predictions on it here now before we wrap things up again. So thanks so much that you guys are supporting us and coming out here for the chat. And yeah, like the bias bullshit, man. Like what can I say? It's definitely real. And what more can we say? We just got to keep fighting with these kind of podcasts and different things, and hopefully, you know, people start taking notice of it. Yeah, IGN just reviewed the podcast, give it 3.5 out of 10. Well, I can guarantee you, you know what? I'm not the smartest fucking guy in the world, but I sure as hell know just as much as that shit stick Brian Altano. That's for sure. Fuck, that guy's got more hair in his face after like 5 minutes than I got on my ass for 10 years. Like, honestly. But anyway, yeah, guys, a shout out to Chase. This is his actual first podcast ever. He's a great community supporter podcast. He's been supporting people. He's been in the chats. He's a good friend of me and Luca. We've been chatting for quite some time now. We wanted to get him in on the podcast, and he also comes out and plays games with us. You may know him on your Xbox Live account. It's TAK, which is TAK Nightcrawler. Just putting that out there. But he'll talk about that more in just a few minutes. So again, guys, thanks so much for coming out. And I just want my last thing when it comes to bias, let's just talk about the sales. Put it this way: we know that McDonald's is one of the largest burger chains in the world. It does billions of dollars every year. You know what I mean? But does that mean the next guy closest up got to shut down shop even when they're making profit? Like, it's like a pizza place. I bet you any money that fucking Pizza Hut probably makes a hell of a lot more than your little mom and pop pizza shop down the road. But I can guarantee you that your mom and pop pizza shop probably has fucking way better pizza. They're just not franchised. So they never do the sales. So does Microsoft close shop because they're in number two? If bottom line, if you're making money, that's a good thing. And it doesn't matter how you make it. As long as you're in the black, baby, that's what it is. And Microsoft is in the black big time. Billions coming off the Xbox division. Sure, would they like it to be better? Would they like to narrow the gap? Yes, they would. And I think they honestly will when the Xbox One X comes out and it starts to deliver on all of its promises. Will the Xbox One X live up to its full potential from November to January? Probably not. But I can tell you this, that fucking Xbox One X at November of next year, you're going to be going, I'm glad I bought this fucking machine. I'll tell you that right now. Let's move along. We're going to get into our final topics. We're soon going to wire this down here. Again, Gamescom is today, folks. It's happening at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So I want to let everybody get a chance to get fired. You can find it on Mixer if you're not sure where to find it right now. So, guys, your thoughts on Gamescom. What do you think we're going to see? What would you like to see? We know Sony's not going to be there. Microsoft is. So we'll start with Luca. Let's go with you. What do you think we're going to see? What would you like to see, perhaps?
Well, honestly, I think people should keep their expectations in check. A lot of stuff got leaked over the past few days, and hopefully that's not all that they were going to show, like the new consoles and all that stuff. Just keep your expectations in check, people. You don't want to be disappointed. But I'd like to see. Yeah, it's not E3. It'd be cool to see like a new game trailer for like a new game or something, but I'm not. Honestly, I'm more excited for the pre-orders to come up than actual GameCon. Like I can't wait to pre-order this system, and I hope I'm able to because I'm about to go out soon. So I hope it doesn't come out. I hope it doesn't go up when I'm still out. What about you guys?
All right, take it away.
I'll say what I want to see. And I'm not sure if we will or not, but I know they were talking between the E3 and Gamescom timeline. They were kind of talking about showing some of the older games enhanced. And I would love to see, Witcher 3, Halo 5, Forza Horizon 3, all those, what they're going to look like enhanced, what's going to have HDR, all that kind of stuff. Obviously Gears and Halo or Forza Horizon 3 already have that. But I think what we're going to see as far as that, actually going to see, just as far as games, they had at E3 they had a closed door session showing Gears 4 on the and they actually did show it on their YouTube, I believe Xbox did, but they had a closed session showing of Gears 4 on the enhanced edition, and I think they did that to test out reactions to see, hey, how's this going to go over? And I know they kind of already showed it, but I think they're going to show maybe even the multiplayer for that on stage. I think that would be really cool. To see that in the 4K 60 and all that. I also let me see. I think that the big surprise is probably what's already been leaked, maybe. But I hope there's something else. I hope, like I really do. I hope they say if you get it day one, we're going to throw in a free, 3 months, like people have been talking of the Games Pass and the or anything. I mean, really, maybe even a game. I know that people were hoping Crackdown 3, the reason it wasn't listed was because they thought it was going to come with the console. I heard, I think Mooch was talking about that, and that would have been sweet, but we know that's not the case now. But I do know a lot of people want to see the multiplayer from Crackdown 3 on the show floor, and I think it's going to be as simple as that. It would be cool to see the new Tomb Raider. We'll see if but I think that I've heard rumblings that that's a Sony deal. But the last one was Xbox first, so we shall see. I know there's things that we will not see that I really want to see, like Battlefront 2 on the One X and Destiny 2 if they're going to do it, which it sounds like they are. There's a lot of things, and that comes out soon. That comes out here in a week or two, So I'm definitely going to pick that up. I had fun on the beta, other than there's a couple little things, but I think they've kind of fixed it. But just as far as Gamescom, I'm just looking at it realistically. There's things I really want to see. Like the older games that are getting enhanced, like the ones that are already out. I want to see what those are going to look like, and just personally, I want to see what a game that isn't enhanced is going to look like what the 16 times entrostopic whatever blah 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 is going to look like. If that's really going to help the texture filtering, like they're saying, and that kind of thing. Because I'm a nerd on that. I love that kind of stuff. So we'll see, man. But that's about it, man. I'm trying to like Lucas said, keep my expectations in check for.
Yeah. Well, as it leaked yesterday, guys, I'm pretty sure what we're going to see today is obviously the Xbox One X again be the stage highlight. They're going to have it up there. It looks like if the pictures are true, there's going to be a pre-order special. It's a Scorpio edition. It's got the little green Scorpio logo inscribed on the unit, as well as the controller looks a little bit different. The buttons are just like crystal clear, and it's got the Project Scorpio name on that as well. So, like I said, a little bit of a fan service overall, but it's not exactly a deal breaker, but it's kind of cool to see that. You know what, personally, what would be really awesome is if they're not going to give away a games package per se, I think you're right, Chase, they need to throw in something like a couple of months to the Xbox Now. What's it called? Xbox, what's the service?
Game Pass.
Game Pass. Yes, they need to throw in like maybe something to Game Pass. And here would be a really cool idea. Throw in a coupon in the box for 50% off any game you want in the Xbox store, because that would encourage people
that would be neat.
To go buy a game, because you still got to spend money, right? But you get 50% off, and then you could pick what you wanted. Any game that your heart desired, go get it. You know what I mean? And last chance, maybe even if they threw in one of the older titles that's getting the backwards compatible, or not the backwards compatible treatment, but getting the 4K upgrade for the X, I think that would be fucking fantastic. Great showcase. We're never going to get the Minecraft edition, and that looks kind of cool. Hopefully they don't overprice it, because that will probably sell bundles this year. I would personally like
that's
to see
for the holiday right there.
I would like to see more of Metro. I know we're going to see more of Super Lucky's Tales. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot more from Crackdown at this point, but who knows? You know what I mean? And there's supposed to be a couple new IPs. Now, here's the one thing you want to remember. Luca's right. Keep your expectations in check. But at the same time, Microsoft has taken a lot of negative heat in the last couple of weeks, and especially in the last two in particular. If I was Microsoft, I don't care what you do. You have to make sure that the fans leave this show with a very good taste in their mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I hate to use the word damage control, but they need to almost damage control themselves to make people feel really good about their purchase heading into November and the holiday season. We don't have a lot of exclusives to plunk down on, so they got to show us something. Even if that means Phil's got to break his little trend and show us a glimpse of a game that will get us super excited for next year. Something we didn't see at E3, something that would just get us like fucking jumping. Like if they came out and said, like first of all, a lot of people want them to lock down PUBG. Now, if they come out and say, yeah, we're locking this down for like a 2-year exclusive even, that would be a pretty cool announcement.
That would be big.
I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be kind of big. But I think they need like, boom, here's our next Fable game. Here's our next something. You know what I mean? Like just something big to go out with a bit of a bang to give something as we head into the holidays.
Yeah, and I just want to say, sorry, one sec. Shout out to Inflicted. Inflicted said the X comes with a month of Game Pass and 14 days of gold. So.
Nice. Okay, that's a good start.
What I'm talking about. But yeah, if
Alan Roberts, Yard Stompers, tuning in, Alan, thanks for coming on. He's always a good supporter of our podcast as well. Anybody we missed, Siberia, thanks for showing up. We've had a good crowd here today in the chat. Hit that like button. Looks like 2 losers decided to give us the old thumbs down. So sorry we disappointed, but you can go watch a PlayStation Troll podcast any day of the week. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. Hopefully there's going to be a good trade-in. And speaking of trade-ins, guys, there might hearing that GameStop is something big planned with trade-ins. Are either one of you guys, are you trading in a console to get this, or are you just going to go buy it straight out? What's your take?
I'm considering trading in my console, but at the same time, like a part of me is kind of worried. I'm like, what if there's something wrong with the X? You know, like what if there's the off chance that like something's not working with the system? You know what I mean? When they launch it, which would be a disaster, like a monumental disaster, and then I wouldn't have anything to play on because I'm taking days off to play on my X. So I'm kind of nervous about that. When it gets closer to the date, I'll make my decision then. So
right. Well, it's kind of funny because I have the original Xbox One, the big fatty with the Kinect, and then I have the S, but I bought the 2 terabyte bundle last year. And I'm not even barely a year removed, and now already considering trading it in. And I'm like, the wife's like, yeah, well, you're going to get your Xbox, but you're not going to get rid of the other ones, right? And I'm like, well, do I need 3 Xboxes? At some point, one of them really can't be used. I don't want to get rid of my fatty Xbox because I won that one in a contest. So it's kind of special for me because I don't win fucking shit, and I actually won that one. So I don't want to get rid of that one. Plus, it takes the Kinect straight up without any connections and shit like that. So I kind of like the original. So I'm tempted to get rid of my 2 terabyte S, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't like parting with any of my consoles, to be honest with you, especially my Xbox. So I don't know what I'm going to do.
The first, at first, it was really tempting to trade mine in, to be honest, because it was like I know I'll at least get like 150, or I can sell it and get enough. But my wife was like, "No, you're not. Like I'm getting that because I want a Blu-ray player in the living room because I don't have one, and in the living room, and we always watch them, in my little man cave is what I call it, and." So she was like, no, I want to play Forza and stuff because that's the only game she plays on Xbox, but she loves it. Although we're going to check out Sonic Mania too. Shout out to that. Yeah, so that I definitely already have the money saved up. I'm ready to go today on it. I am.
Nice. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I mean, you can't go wrong either way. It really depends on how much trade-in value they're going to give you as well. I mean, you got to watch. You don't want to get ripped off because, I mean, a lot of cases you can probably sell it and get at least an extra $50 or $60. So if they're going to boost the trade, maybe I will. I'll see what happens. But otherwise, I mean, I might end up with 3 Xboxes. Like Lucas said, you never know either when one's going to shit the bed on you. So it's never bad to have a fallback console. And it does have 1 terabyte coming with the launch. That's kind of nice. It's not great, but I mean, 1 terabyte's better than 500 gigs, no doubt about it. So, guys, we are coming to the end of our podcast. So, since we've kind of we don't know what's going to happen today, I just hope that Microsoft has a great show. I want to thank Chase Nightcrawler, Chase Jones, for coming out here and joining us. His first ever podcast, guys. I think he did a fantastic job, as always, Ashen Luca. So, I'm going to let you, Chase, basically. Where can people find you? How can they add you on Xbox Live? All that good stuff. And, yeah, take it away, man.
On Xbox, I am TAK Nightcrawler. That's my clan name that I was a part of for a long time. And we're a good family of gamers and stuff. But I'm happy to be a part of this family, too. I'm so happy that they brought me on this podcast. It was actually very fun and enjoyable. They made it easy for me, and I love it. And and on Twitter, I'm at Chase Hogan Joan 1. It's hard to say. It's JONE1 because my original Twitter got hacked and I couldn't get back into it. It's a long story, but yeah, that's my Twitter. And give me a follow, and I will definitely follow back, especially if you are an Xbox gamer and an avid gamer in general, and you just want to shoot the shit about games.
Nice, Luca.
Hey, what's up, guys?
You're a pretty busy girl. Where can we catch you?
Yeah, so you can catch me on Twitter all the time at the Ashen Luca. You can also catch me on RDX Podcast Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's on Dealer. Wait, hold on. Was it? Yeah, it's Eastern Standard Time. It's on Dealer Gaming channel. I have a lot of fun with those dudes. Those are my RDX brothers. And then you can also catch me on Speak Podcast. It usually goes on at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we're not doing the show today because of Gamescom, and Blue's excited for that. So,
nice. You guys have any particular shout-outs, friends, any of your fellow podcast members?
Yeah, shout out to all of my RDX brothers. Shout out to Crappy and Mooch, She-Wolf, Foxy. Those. I was hanging out with some of them last night. I love those guys, and they brought me into this community essentially, and much love to them, and much love to everyone in the chat who dropped by to show us support. You guys are awesome. I see so many of you in so many podcast chats, like Yago, Alan, Dirty Bro, Jedzilla, all you guys, Inflicted, all of you guys. James, I see you a lot. All of you guys are amazing and awesome. And Supersonic Station, Blake, came to support his fam.
Love you, brother.
Area, Sim, all of you guys, Neverland, all you guys are amazing. And much love to you, much appreciation. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do any shows because you guys are, what makes us, and we appreciate you. Deal, Master Chiefin, I didn't forget you, bro. So yeah.
Yeah, Black James Rider, 176, so. Black Rider, Neverland. Guys, sometimes we don't give you guys enough credit, enough shout outs. But we notice you in the chat. We notice a lot of regulars that come out and support us week to week. And it would be pointless for any of us to do this without you being here. Obviously, me, Luca, and Chase, we don't want to talk into dead air all day and be nobody here. So really, we can't do podcasts without a great troop like you guys supporting us along the way and enjoying what we bring to the table. Everybody brings something unique. And that's what I love about Luca. That's what I love about Chase. I love this podcast community, guys. Chase, did you have anyone in particular you want to just give a quick shout out to?
Not really. I mean, you can follow my brother. I don't really even know his Twitter, but it's on mine. I'll tweet it out. But other than that, man, just keep supporting us, and we'll keep supporting you. And I absolutely love all the people in the community that I've met and got a chance to game with. Y'all, it just feels right, and I love it, man. And that's pretty much it, man. Just thank y'all so much for having me, and y'all made it easy and made it joyful.
And I'll just quickly it off and say,
hold on, one second. One second. Yeah. Also, just like quick shout out to Blue, Foxy, and Scrotum. Those three, I'm the closest with them, and I love all of them so much. So just real quick, hey, go ahead, Newf.
Cool. And I'm just gonna end off a couple of my quick shout outs. I want to give a shout out to my Console Corner family. You can find us 7 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday nights. So I got to give a big shout out to GKB, She-Wolf,
the Governor,
Foxfire, Magic Mike. Those are my homies. Those are the guys that took me in to the podcast community and set me on my way. And a big shout out to the Crab Gamer and Mooch. You guys are always fantastic. I wouldn't be doing this at all, period, if it wasn't for stumbling across you fucking amazing people. And there's a lot of great people like Zaire and K Mega. All day. The list goes on, guys. We appreciate all you guys and support. So that's it for me. You know where to find me on Twitter, Xbox Live, PlayStation Network. We want to wish everybody all the best. You guys go ahead and have yourself a fantastic Sunday. Enjoy Gamescom. And if you want to see this podcast come back, we would love to hear your comments on Twitter, wherever it might be. Send a message to Luca and Chase, because we would love to do this again if you guys like it. Yeah, we're going to be doing it doggy style. That's how we roll.
Yeah, hit the like button. Hit the like button.
Hit that like button, you guys. Share this shit, and we'll try to get this back. Yeah, Inflicted, I am on Xbox. You can't miss me. Newf Nukem, baby, just like the gamer tag says. So let's rock and roll. Peace out, everybody. Have yourself a great day. Enjoy Gamescom. Make sure you get that pre-order on your Xbox One X. We are out.
Bye.
Deuce Nuggets.
Deuce Nuggets.
We're still doing it live.
We're still doing